Should we wait to see? Sure. We're telling your followers that you started the live video. Okay, good. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello. Yay, everybody's joining now. We'll give it a few minutes. We had to get some lighting here. Bear with us. It's our first time. So, yeah.
I'm a little nervous.
I'm not. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, come on. She always acts like she's not nervous when we do things, but we both are.
Okay. Should we wait for a little bit or should we just get started?
Just get started.
Okay.
How many of you guys are here for the book club or just randomly popped on? I don't know. Comments aren't going through, I guess.
Is that what someone said?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Greetings from Charlotte. Hello. Hi from Scotland. Woo. What time is it there?
Yay,
Six
for the
hours?
book club.
6 hours ahead, maybe?
Random. Nice. Love that.
Love it.
Hello.
Hi, book club. Hi. Randomly. All right, we'll take that. Book club. Yay. Just popped on. Perfect. Glad you're here. Random. Glad you're here. I don't know. Maybe you've read this book. Maybe you haven't.
But we're going to talk a little bit about it today. So bear with us. This is our first ever book club. We've joined book clubs in the past for, with friends and things like that. But this is the first time we're going live. So it might feel a little, I don't know, weird, or we're going to try to figure it out with you guys.
Most definitely. The way we decided to do this, the best would be like through this live platform. But if you guys have any ideas of how we should run our book club, we've never really seen one done online. So if any of you guys have, that would be, great for you to offer us some advice on how we could maybe do this better. Yeah. For now, we're just gonna sit back, talk about the book, ask for you guys to make comments. And at the end, leave some time for Q&A if there's just anything random that you want to know too. We're happy to answer that as well. I came in hot, finished the book late last night, probably about 11 o'clock. I procrastinated a little bit, but I have read the book before, so there's that.
Yes, I've read the book before and I finished it too last night around 10, and then I was able to go to some places and just look for what other people were saying about it, which is kind of what I kind of thought too. But first I wanted to dive in a little bit to why we picked this book. So as you know, Frank Lloyd Wright, or maybe you don't know if you didn't read the book, he grew up in Oak Park, Chicago, and that's where he did a lot of his homes. Like the homes he designed, that's how he started, was Oak Park. So our grandmother
was from Oak Park.
Yeah, Lillian Blank was from Oak Park. And she always loved Frank Lloyd Wright and just, was on the same block as a few of the homes. And Frank Lloyd Wright meant a lot to her because he was from her hometown. But, so she went to the University of Chicago and took some classes in art, design, and architecture. Mm-hmm. So we just have a lot of, personal history with Frank Lloyd Wright because of our grandmother and her home she married my grandfather who was in construction, and so
moved to Michigan City, Indiana.
Yep. And so they built their home kind of similarly to Frank Lloyd Wright. They designed it. They did the architecture, everything. And so we just have a fascination with Frank Lloyd Wright. So when we read this book, we were just in shock that this was a real story that happened. I mean, they filled in a lot of gaps, obviously, in fiction, but the fact that this was a true story, that his mistress actually was murdered, and her children, was horrifying, tragic, and just something that we had never even heard about. And I don't even think my grandmother ever talked about either.
No.
So that's a little bit of the back history of why we chose the book.
Yeah, because
so
of its
do you want to
history.
say anything? Because I just did a lot of talking.
I don't know. I mean, fun fact, we grew up in Michigan City, Indiana, and there's a Frank Lloyd Wright house close to there in Ogden Dunes that we would go look at too. After I read the book, I did a lot of research and I went and looked at some of the houses. I wish there was a way to share the page, but I don't know. Did any of you guys go out and look at the actual architecture of like his house in Oak Park, or go out and look at some of the other things that he constructed. I don't know. That was basically one of the first things I did. I just wanted to set the scene. And then I also went and looked at Maima's house as well, because I was, so kind of interested in the house that Frank Lloyd Wright built for, well, his mistress and her husband and children. Yeah. So I was interested in that too. And it was, kind of insightful to see, I think. Yeah, so that's why we picked the book. It's very interesting. It's a tragic story. I don't know. Did you guys like Maima, or were you angry at her? Let's see what people say. Let me see. I don't know. What do you think, Tiffany? I'm going to ask you. I'm going to put Tiffany on the spot.
Okay. So I had feelings for her, but also was very angry and very much like, she talked about free love and everything, but free love does come at an expense, and it was at the expense of her children. And the fact that they were murdered at the end is just so horribly sad to me, because just the fact that the consequences that she made affected her children in a horrible way. And what kind of angers me too is that Frank Lloyd Wright kind of got away with a lot of, he was the one that hired the guy in the first place, and just left her to make all these decisions around the house. And, so that way I felt bad, but I was very angry at her for leaving her kids and just thinking that she was more important than her family.
Yeah, she said, as a mother, I can't imagine abandoning my children. I know. But
it was fascinating to read, why she did it as well, because you kind of got a history about her, I would say. She went to the University of Michigan, go Blue, that's where we went.
That's another,
another
thing.
Little connection.
Yeah, I felt sorry
for her too. They were just like, you just felt bad, but then you felt angry. So I feel like that was a really great, a great complexity of this character was that like you loved her, you hated her, but I could kind of understand where she was coming from. She married late. It was almost like she was just waiting, and she just kind of knew, like, I don't really want to settle. Like she had big dreams for herself as a translator and as a writer, and she never got to fulfill those. So that was interesting too. She just had to become a teacher and a librarian, which is what she really didn't want to do. And at the same time, this young Edwin was wooing her. And the one person that I really felt tragically sorry for was Edwin.
Yeah, I felt sorry for him, and I also felt sorry for her sister. Her sister basically had to step in for her, raise the kids, while Maima went off and fulfilled her hopes and dreams. And never until the end did she realize, oh, wow, I kind of forced my sister to give up on her dreams in order to fulfill mine, which that was, that was a real problem too. Yeah. And as a sister, I can't imagine being so self-centered to just
handing your sister the oar and just being like, you figure it out.
Right. Exactly. But then you have Lizzie, who never married and kind of took on the role as mother. Yes, you did. And I would say that Maima owes her, big time.
I know. It's tragic though. We don't get to hear from like a women's perspective of like anything that the sister would have to say about anything. I mean, those children were hers, and yet you don't hear anything about it, or even any letters that were found from her to find out, the tragedy she must have experienced losing her nephew and niece.
Yeah, and someone made a good comment here. I felt sorry for her. She seems so lost, and others suffered the consequences. And it's completely
which is a lot
true.
That happens in life too, sadly.
But I enjoy reading it from a historical perspective, how cutting edge she was, truly. She may have had some screws loose a little bit, but, maybe her sister wanted to become a mother and couldn't. Oh, that's
yeah, I mean, that's the thing we're always, that we're just like interested in, and we kind of want more. That's why I love a book that I read, and then I kind of want more. I want to figure out like the kind of history that went with went with it. Like I went and researched Talesman and what that looked like, and some newspaper articles, which were very interesting too, although the book had some in there. But
yeah. And I went out and researched but was she really cutting edge? Well, for the time, for the time she was, though.
Yeah,
I mean, she went to university. She wanted to have hopes and dreams of her own. She, left her entire family, which, would be cutting edge for this particular moment too. She was also heavily involved in the women's suffragist movement, which, was pretty cutting edge for the time too. And, it was fascinating read on that time period. I completely agree with you. It's interesting to.
If people are requesting to be in the live video, I don't know how to do that.
And I don't either.
Sorry.
Maybe
we're learning this whole process.
Edwin's philosophy: tell her happiness is just a practice. I believe that is true. It's so funny that you say that, because in some ways I do believe that to be true. That sometimes you just got to will yourself to be happy. Mm-hmm. And our mom used to
always responsibility.
Yes. And our mom used to say to us, I would say quite often, happiness is a choice. Mm-hmm. So you got to choose to be happy sometimes. And Edwin's philosophy was just that. And don't you wonder if that was really his philosophy, or that was something made up in the book? I don't know. I wondered that too. Like, was he really as chill and understanding in real life as he seemed to be portrayed in the book? Don't you wonder? I wonder that too. Because he obviously then was a pretty cutting edge kind of guy,
Oh man, some of the comments.
She didn't find it sufficient to be a mother. I know.
No, and a lot of people do, which is really sad.
Yeah. I say happiness is a choice. Yeah, but, the way she chose it, was not very commendable. Leaving the kids for that long to traipse off to Europe, and, even when her best friend died, and she sort of realized after she had left what kind of life she left for her children by just leaving. There was only one thing or person that she was thinking about at that time, meaning Frank. She quotes Carolyn Gibbon saying that it is not audience or be a mother. An oyster can be a mother. Yeah.
Yeah. And you wonder what Frank was thinking also, is what is going through my mind. What was he thinking about her just leaving her kids? I mean, I know he wasn't really a particularly attentive father to his own children, but I still wonder what he thought. I feel like he was just so into his own mind that he didn't really, I feel like he had a really hard time being compassionate or putting himself in other people's shoes.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could see that even with the way that he worked people. He was a very egocentric character. One might call that narcissistic now in our terms today, right? Even the way he treated his employees and the people that he worked with, he did not treat them very, very well. Yeah. Very interesting. Anybody else have any other comments? Some people left some comments, but some people wrote that they were.
I think
really
Edwin
sad,
did not make that. That's definitely.
I think you're right.
True.
I definitely think you're right there. Although again, with the time period, he probably...
And again, like sometimes if you want to feel seen, you just got to do it yourself,
Yeah. But, even when she was there and she was a mom, she didn't really act as one. Even before the affair, it was pretty clear that she wasn't really into the momming scenario.
And Frank Lloyd Wright didn't see her either. No, you're right.
No, and I think she was yearning to be seen, and he never really saw her either. Isn't it funny? And it became very clear to me that she left one situation where she wasn't seen only to fall into another. What happened when she went to Taliesin? I think that's how you say it. What happened there? She became the cook. She became the homemaker there. And yet she wasn't satisfied with that back in Oak Park. So I just think it was an interesting scenario that Frank Lloyd Wright put her back in that same position. Again, only maybe worse, because she was trapped in that house as a caregiver to like so many men on the property. And also she almost couldn't leave because of the situation outside of
And
the
it's
house.
what killed her.
And and the house ended up, killing her, kind of. She actually admits to not being present as a mother. Yeah, she does, and she wasn't. But she justified it always in her mind. I felt like, there was always a justification with it, much like the justification that Frank Lloyd Wright had whenever he treated somebody not great, right? It was really interesting to me to go through, and also, I don't remember what I was going to say. Do you remember what I was going to say? Sorry. Sometimes as a twin, I expect her to know what I was going to say.
Yeah, no.
She does not. She does not. What other questions did I have?
It was really touching at the end, though, Frank's, the eulogy that he gave her, just in terms of a written letter, was pretty sad to me, because it was everything that she wanted in life that was said about her at the end. And that was really, really sad. But I guess that happens in life a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have any other comments? So we don't fizzle out here. She's reading. I'm just.
Oh yeah, I was just reading his eulogy to her that he sent in the press. That was real. That actually he did send that. So much of the book, the letters were real and whatever. I don't think.
Welcome to this age. Yes, for sure. There's so many things that I can't remember.
You got that right. I was going to say, just because she is your twin, she doesn't know your thoughts.
She thinks I think the same way as she does.
Sisters, exactly.
Oh, somebody's at my door. Hold on. Of course.
My dad just piped over. Yeah. Over the fireplace. What over the fireplace? Let me see. Oh, that life is truth. What do you think those words meant to them? I believe that they felt as though they were living their truth and living their true lives by,
Sorry, I'm back.
Being in love and just living it out. What do you think? What do you think the life is truth meant above the fireplace? I think especially Frank Lloyd Wright, he was big into nature, right? And so I always think he felt like he saw truth in nature, and
I always took it to mean pretty arrogant, his life is the truth, right? I don't know. That's the way I took it to be. What did you guys take it to be? Or the fireplace? What are people reading?
Hello. Hi. You two are such a joy. Love that I found your channel. Oh, we love that we found you too. We love that we found every one of you. Amazon
we're
order.
in a real house, so things are happening. My dad wants me to take him to lunch right now. So I'm like, Dad, I'm on a live book club trying to discuss a book. My dog is barking. There was somebody at the door. I apologize sincerely, but this is just real life.
She called me on the way.
Life is truth.
It's true. She called me on the way over here. Okay, I agree. They were living their truth together, not what life expected. Yeah, that's what I think. But it's interesting because I think had Edwin walked into the house and said life is truth, he'd have been like, mm-mm. And I think if Lizzie walked into that house and read that quote above the fireplace, they'd be like, mm-mm. But everybody's truth is their own, Architecture is life, or at least it is life itself taking form. Frank Lloyd Wright. Yeah. Oh, love you too. I'm a breast cancer star. Oh, that's awesome. Live watching you too. So perfect. Aw, that's awesome. Well, I don't want to end this. I don't know if it is just me, but life is truth is just very basic, unrefined concept. I kind of believe that too, and I believe in some ways that Frank Lloyd Wright wanted to be that. He wanted to be, very basic, but basic in a way that was very different. And, I think that was kind of the push in the life he portrayed. If there was one person in the book I didn't really love, it was that guy. What do you think?
Yeah, I didn't like him at all.
I
made me not like his architecture either.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't love him either. There were times.
I guess brilliant minds always. Okay.
Sometimes that's true. Was very in tune with nature and living life through nature. So agree. Yeah. Great. I love your comments, you guys. This is amazing. And please add more comments, if you will, or questions that you have for us.
This is so wonderful.
I am having the best time, honestly. I have been in a book club for, how many years has my book club been going on? 28 years, if you can believe it. That's how long I've been in a book club. But I moved out of the town that I had been in, and so I only get together with that book club a couple times a year, and I truly, really, really missed it. I love all the ladies. If any of them are watching, I love you all, and we have the best time. But this is giving me back a little bit of that, and it's just so wonderful. It's just so wonderful, and this is so fun, and I love to hear what other women think. And we picked this book too because it was centered around a woman and her thoughts and her feelings, and I think you're probably going to find a lot of that, of our book club.
Yeah, because I feel like once I hit 50 and menopause, I just was somebody right fizzled. I love this so much. My book club fizzled. Oh, I thought you meant when I said that's it fizzling.
Well, let's go back. Let's read the one. Okay.
What was
Mama admits to not confronting Frank Lloyd Wright on many occasions. And so... I lost it. I'm sorry. Bear with me. Tiffany, keep talking.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
And so it was truth, question mark. She admits to not confronting him many times. Yeah, she does. I did think it was interesting at the end, though. She is the one who boldly made the decision to fire the cook and his wife at the end without even consulting with him. Who knows if that was the truth or if that was something that the author had envisioned what had occurred. I don't know, but definitely toward the end, especially with the financial situation, she all of a sudden got in a place where it was just like, okay, enough is enough. He needs to live truth with other people too and pay his debts. What do you think about that, Tiffany?
Oh, definitely. I found it interesting that the little bit of research I did, she was the one that he would order 4 grand pianos, and she was the one that's just send them back. We don't need them.
Mama thought women made their lives small by how they were living. Yeah. And I think Ellen Key thought the same thing. Although I thought it was very interesting. Ellen Key seemed to, I don't know. What did you think about her? I mean, she took Mama in, tried to help her, but then also turned on her a little bit too. Have followed you a while, but didn't realize you were doing book clubs. Oops. I read this years ago. I'll be looking for future book clubs. Stumbled upon this today and so happy I did. Oh, I'm so happy you did too. Honestly, we pushed it out there. We reminded people several times. We'll try to do even more reminders, honestly, of the next book because this is so much fun and it actually forced me to read. I love reading. I love it. I've always loved it, but sometimes I just don't give it the priority it deserves. But you guys made it a priority for me. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Love this on a completely different time zone and continent. So we're going to be posting this to our live, and we're also going to try to post it to a YouTube long form, which we're trying to work on too, because
getting more of those long forms, because as you know, Instagram just seems to be pushing content that's around 9 seconds. So it's really hard for us to have you guys reach us if we do anything longer than 9 seconds, which is just not what we want at all. So we're going to be trying to do some longer form on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, so you can follow us there too. Yeah, you can to get more. And the other thing is, like, when we first started this endeavor, the algorithm was a little bit different on Instagram. They were pushing people, like they were pushing content that of people you followed, and now it doesn't get pushed as much. It goes out to the wider circle. I mean, even the CEO of Instagram admitted that they're pushing content of young people because that's what people want to see. And so I sent him a message. I'm like, hey dude, there were old people are out here too on Instagram, and we want to see each other. We don't always want to see a young 20-something-year-old. So he didn't respond to me though. Which I'm not surprised you did not. But the long story short is, yes, we've had a book club and we've been pushing it. The first one we did for like, we are going to pick another book. But I don't know if people are done talking about this one. They want to move on. I don't know. Talia sent a beautiful home property, but so very thought-provoking. Yeah, I really like to get out to the one in Arizona because I think that would be fantastic. And maybe the rebuilt one in Wisconsin as well. My mother-in-law, God rest her soul, she passed a year and a half ago, but she loved Frank Lloyd Wright too, and she was very interested in all things, and she went and did the whole tour in Oak Park, which I think would be really, really fun for my sister and I to do because my grandmother grew up there, and go past her house and the whole thing. I love connecting to the books in so many ways. She said, no, I'm not done talking about this. I'm not either. What would you like to talk about? NAWF. I don't know. What would you like to talk about? Does anybody else have any questions about the book in particular? Let's see. And we are not old. We are wise. We totally. I mean, getting older, there's nothing wrong with that. The more birthdays you have, the longer you live. It's true, according to science. We are wise and we are relevant, yes. But sometimes society tries to make us irrelevant, but we're not going to have any of that. We're doing our thing out here anyway, and we're reading books, and we're having fun, right? Mm-hmm. I'm doing all the talking, which is so unusual because she used to do all the talking when we were younger.
I'm just letting you have the floor. I'm enjoying this.
No, you yap.
I'm enjoying this.
You yap.
I'm enjoying this.
You yap.
I didn't know what to make of her either. On the one hand, I felt sorry for her. And I mean, that's what I think that the author did an amazing job, was kind of setting the story of why she did the things she did. But, which I thought was really, really great. I'm trying to read as I go, so sorry about being a little distracted. But yeah, I think the author did an amazing job, you know, kind of giving us a path as to why she did what she did. And I really enjoyed that, even though maybe it wasn't true, or it was, I don't know, but I think she did a great job explaining that.
And the other thing that I do want to bring up in her defense is that at this particular time, a lot of women were forced to choose between roles of mother, wife, lover, and intellectual. They couldn't have all of it. You know, for instance, when she knew when she was leaving that she wasn't going to get the children. Now, fast forward,
but I thought it was
100 years later, though,
every summer,
she did get them every summer, which was great. Edwin did allow that, but you didn't have the divorces of today where people do work it out, and they do see their children every other, week or weekend, and see them during the week. She wasn't given that liberty,
right?
Either.
And I wonder how
and women at the time were not at all. Like women,
because she wasn't able to marry Frank Lloyd Wright, so I wonder just how financially she was, beholden on him. I wonder how it worked out with Edwin, because I'm sure she got nothing. But
Frank Lloyd Wright, it seemed as though he took care of her, although he was out spending money he didn't have. But yeah, I mean, I do feel like there was a struggle for a lot of women at that time. Like divorce wasn't an option for a lot of them. You know, even
No, it wasn't for Frank either.
no, and his wife too. I mean, she may not have wanted the situation as it was, but many times, and this could have just been Mayma's. This just could have been her way of coping with the fact that he never left his wife, but the fact that his wife wouldn't give him a divorce because of finances, because of the financial situation she was in with her 6 kids. It's interestingly enough too, his kids also came around, and I do believe that it is historically accurate that she did go to that grand opening and his kids were there. So that's what I find interesting too. But there were conflicts and struggles that we can't understand that she had to make at that given time, right? Just because of the history and society and what was done. And, you know, he didn't walk away unscathed from all the press, but he also didn't have to hole himself up in Wisconsin, right? Like she did. He still went to the job. He still did the job, whatever. She had a much more difficult time with all of the negative yellow journalism and press that was out there. That was long-winded. I'm sorry. I'll let Tiffany talk now.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying listening to you.
Thank you about these videos with love. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to cry. This is so fun. Oh my gosh, I've been.
Are you guys
for half
having
an
a
hour.
good time? Because I want to make sure everybody feels like that they're
Seen.
interested and seen. Yeah, seen.
We don't want anybody feeling like Mayma. We want everybody to feel seen. Oh, okay.
Do you want to go through some of the questions? Oh, my son is on here. You're supposed to be in school. Oh, are you at lunch?
This would be school. We're talking about a book.
Hi, babe. How you doing? How's school?
What is the next book? Okay, I want to give people their time though. Does anybody have any other comments about this particular book? I mean, when I would go to book club, we would have dinner, and honestly, we would probably talk less than a half an hour about the book. So we've done nothing but talk about the book. I will give it that. But if there's anybody else who have any other questions, please write them in the comments and we will answer some of those for you.
Yeah, or we can answer them in maybe like a post slide through. Like if anybody has questions, then we can maybe answer them in a post slide through.
That's a great idea. How can you see without your glasses?
Just magic eyes.
Oh. Okay, I'm not seeing any other questions or comments. What's the thing down here?
Oh, people want to join.
Oh,
You can join. We can try it. You want to try?
I don't know. Questions from Story. Will you be announcing the next read as well? Yes, we will. Could you please send me the link you just did with 20 photos of your large Amazon? For sure. We'll do that after this. What American size are you? Okay. Usually a size 10 in the pants, medium, large on the top. How do you join the book club? You just read the book, and all you have to
Meet
do
us
is
on a live.
read this book and meet us on a live. Get the book. We're
going to try to do it every 6 weeks.
Yeah, every 6 weeks. We feel like that would be a good amount of time.
Yeah.
We didn't even figure out the next time. We've picked the book, but
It'll be 6 weeks from today. So make it a Tuesday at noon, because that's the day that works for us. The Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually the days we get together to film, just to give you guys a little bit behind the scenes.
And Thursdays and the weekends. She's just that,
It just
it's
happens when it happens.
busy around here. But it's good because then when I come to her house.
What do you think our grandmother would say about the book? Oh.
I'll let Tiffany take this one.
I think she would think that my mom was a hussy.
I don't think she would use that word though.
No, but maybe.
Yeah, so my grandmother was born in 1918, and when did my mom die? What happened? When it was 1914? It was 14. Okay, so yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if my grandmother knew about that history because, you know, she would have been younger maybe when my grandmother was raised by her grandmother. So I'm not sure that the grandmother would have really talked to her about that, you know. And I think it was a story that wasn't mentioned much later on in like the 30s and 40s. I don't think it was discussed much. So she might not have even known.
Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you guys. What do you think about Gertrude? What do you think about Gertrude? Do you think she knew her husband was like really super crazy and should have spoken up and said something?
She went to prison.
No, but she got out. She was found not guilty.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying. Like,
well, they did.
They tried.
And she was found like wandering down the street in her Sunday clothes. Mm-hmm. I don't think she had anything to do with it. Like she like told him to do or anything like that. I'm just wondering if she should have maybe said something to one of the guys around.
I think she was abused by him, so.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They did make mention of that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody? Somebody wrote, yeah. Somebody said, I need to read this book. Yes, you do. It's a really good one, and I love historical fiction. I love to learn about history. At the same time, I'm reading a novel. I just think it's the best.
Okay, we ready to...
Oh, they want to know the name of the book. Oh, it's Frank Lloyd, Loving Frank by Nancy Horan. And so the other thing I wanted to say is the books will always be on our Amazon storefront in the section Book Club. So that's where you'll find them. But you can get them from the library. You can do whatever, or you can use the link, whatever works for you.
But that's where they'll be.
We head to the library a lot because my dad loves to read. He gets stacks of books every week and from the library, and then we go return them again. So we like the libraries. I don't return them. Wow, competition much? Loving Frank, yes. Yes, exactly. Definitely will read. Yeah, in that era, a woman wouldn't go against her husband. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Although Mama did. In some ways, she went against husband number 1 and number 2. At the end, when she was angry about the financial situation that he was leaving other people in because of his big old ego. Did anybody want to look up pictures of her? Did anybody look up a picture of her? Anybody? Did you? Mm-hmm. Oh, you did? Mm-hmm. What does she look like? I did not.
I would say thin, chiseled features, I would say. She looked strong, even though maybe she wasn't. I don't know. She was strong in what she wanted to do, I guess. How do you choose the books? Oh, we just do.
Well,
this was her pick, so yeah. But we both read it. We both loved the book.
Yeah, so. And then we put out a suggestion this weekend, and we got some suggestions from people, and so we used that as well. So we went through and we looked at some of those.
But this is actually our first one that we've ever done.
This is our first book club ever, and we're so excited about it because we had a goal to do it, and we did it. And I think this went well. Do people want to keep talking about the book, or should we
go into the next book? I think we should go into the next book.
Love Your Close Bond. Aw, thank you. Let's see. Did anybody else make any comments about the book? I'm not seeing any. If anybody has any more comments, please, 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 please ask them now before we rush on to discuss our next book. Next book. Okay, here we go. So the next book is The Magnificent Lives of Marjorie Post, a novel. And this is another historical fiction piece. Let
me write it in the comments.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
I already put it up on the Amazon storefront. And so there's that. It is by, Pasnick, I think is the woman who wrote it. The Magnificent Lives of Marjorie Post. Another slightly Michigan connection, because this is the Serial Post woman, and I guess she had an amazing life. I don't know. I've never read the book. And it was very interesting, and I'm so excited to read it. I guess it was written in 2022, so some of you may have already read it. I don't know. But, somebody said it's absolutely one of their favorites. We'll need to reread. Oh, I love that. Love that. But like I said, it's a Michigan connection, and it's also another strong woman. I mean, say what you want about Mama. She was strong. She was tough. She was educated. She had a yearning for learning. And so, but another woman. So, The Magnificent Lives of Marjorie Post.
Anything else you guys want to know?
Yeah, any other questions you have about anything? The book.
And maybe next time we'll do some where we invite people to come on with us. We'll practice a little bit and see if we can figure that out, how to get people to be on here also,
Who's the author? Okay, I'm going to have to swipe out and then come back. Is that a possibility to do that?
I don't think so.
You could go get your computer.
When will we meet again? 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Come along. And it'll be at noon Eastern time, because it's just a good time for us to do it. But we love this. We had so much fun. If you have any...
Oh, Allison Pataki. Yes, that was it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, if anybody has any questions for us, the book, anything.
Thank you.
You guys are so cute. No, you're so cute.
The people that joined. It's so nice to see everybody and just connect in a different way on a live.
Yes, exactly. And we will be posting this later for those of you who may have missed the book club and want to hear about the discussion. I think it was a good one. I think people came with a lot of questions, and I love that. So for the next time, also come with many questions. My sister kept trying to talk to me about the book, and I was like, no, stop. Didn't I? Yeah, I wouldn't let her talk to me about the book. I'm like, no, I want to hear your insights on the live. I don't want to hear it now.
There's my dad. He's coming to get his pot of coffee that he drinks every day, huh? Did you read the book, Dad?
What?
Loving Frank? Do you want to read the book?
Here, I'll leave it for you. Oh, come, you might like
He's
it.
He's not a big fan of fiction.
No,
so.
that's true. But there's a lot of history.
It is historical fiction, Dad, about Frank Lloyd Wright.
Oh, yeah?
And his mistress. You might like that. Just kidding. My dad was a very loyal man.
I never had one.
No, he never had one.
That's good.
Oh my gosh.
Say hello, Dad.
All right. Well, we got to take this man out to lunch. He's eager to go. It's past his lunchtime.
You get hungry.
He's getting hungry. That's right.
And you got a little bit of a guest.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna make him. Dad, you're reading the next book, okay?
Sure.
Yeah. He's gonna read the next book. Okay.
How about that? So we'll have a special guest, Warren, aka Dad. I love it.
Well, we're off to do a little bit of a fun video with Dad that you guys will see pretty soon. It's for Target, and it's going to be pretty funny. And he agreed to it. So
he didn't just agree to it, he wanted to do it.
Yeah, no, he wants to do it. So we're ready to do it.
They're going to get
what else do we
today?
have coming for you guys? We have a lot of Talbots coming. We're so excited. We're actually wearing it right now.
Yeah. I love this shirt, you guys.
Embroidered shirt.
Gosh, it's so cute.
So we have a lot of fun videos coming.
Oh.
But the most fun one is the one we're gonna do right after book club is take my dad to eat, and then we're gonna go
to Target
for the Target video. It's gonna be
something. Yeah, he loves it. I would say of all of them. Well, my oldest daughter loves to be in videos. I don't know if you guys saw my youngest daughter. She agreed to be in the video, but she doesn't, I don't know. She wanted to do it, but she, you know, also feels, I don't know. But my oldest daughter loves to be in the videos and in my family. And then my dad likes to be in the videos too, which is awesome. Who in your family
Chip
likes
off
to be
the old block.
Who in your family
I
likes
think.
to be in the videos?
Everybody pretty much is fine with it now. Yeah, they weren't a long time ago, but
Anthony doesn't.
My husband does
no,
not
He
want to
does
be in the
not. He
videos.
does not. Every now and again, my husband will be in the videos.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he doesn't mind it too much. But my son, every now and again, he doesn't mind it either. But it's not like on a daily basis. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." My oldest daughter is definitely like, "Oh yeah, let's do it. I want to do it." And here's ideas, and here's this, and she sends ideas to us all the time, which is really fun. And so do her daughters. But yeah. Hello, friends. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Love it. Does anybody else have any other questions in general? I don't know. Where we're going to take my dad to lunch? I know the answer to this question. I don't know if you know this, but 3 days a week, my dad goes to Leo's, Coney Island, and he eats the same thing every time.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no, that's terrible. Well, kick up your heels and scroll through Instagram, as it seems that you might be doing. Yeah. So my dad will probably get corned beef hash, 2 eggs over easy, hash browns, and toast.
Rye toast.
Rye toast.
And then a side of biscuits and gravy.
And he will eat it all. All of it. Me, I don't know what I'm going to get. I'm trying to increase my protein. It's not as easy as one would think. No, I don't see any questions.
Okay.
Yeah, have an awesome lunch. Thank you. We will. We'll have a lot of fun.
Well, thanks for joining us on the book club. And
somebody said April 8th, the next date.
Okay.
I guess so.
Does that sound right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It does. April 8th.
6 weeks. Okay.
Yeah. And remember, the Magnificent.
If you guys have any suggestions for us, though, when we're running the next book club, this was just kind of a fly by the seat of our pants one, because we've never seen anybody else do this, so we just didn't know how this whole thing was going to work. But if any of you guys have ideas, email us. The email is the best way to get a hold of us, because Instagram sometimes hides our messages and we can't see them. So sometimes you may be messaging us and it's not that we're ignoring you. It's just that we just don't get them. They get flagged, or for whatever reason, you don't see them. So make sure to just just email us. It's up in our bio. So
Wait, what's the next book? It's the Magnificent Lives of Marjorie Post, a novel. And we wrote it in the comments. And we will also be, we can put up a story right now with a link to the book, and also maybe a comment box for how to run the next book club.
Awesome. Can't wait to read it.
Yay. Thanks. Join the slate. Sorry.
That's okay. You can watch it live.
You can watch it live. We're going to post it right
It'll
after
be
this.
so exciting. You can watch it live.
I'm surprised there's no more questions for us. Anybody have any questions? Anything anybody wants to know?
Yeah, anything you want to know? Any criticism you have?
I don't want to know.
I do.
Okay, I'll plug my ears. You can listen.
Oh.
Criticism of the book club, or
Yeah.
me in general?
You, not me. Okay, well, anyway, we're going to say goodbye because we got to take Dad to lunch, and we had a fabulous time reading this book.
We
and
did.
once again, in the comments, if you have any critiques, anything you want to say, we don't want to make Dad wait. Anything you want to say, just, do we live close to one another? Not really, about 30, 40 minutes.
Well, you discuss the next book club together. Yes. Yeah, of course. Yep. I love the video with your daughter in the clothes haul. FYI, I didn't know what glazing was either. Yep, she is a funny one.
She's a spicy one.
She's
She's got a little bit of a
spicy.
kick to her.
She
She's fun. She's so fun.
She is. She is. She is. Life with a teenager. You know, life with a teenager. She was actually fun, and she actually, despite how she may have come across in a couple of those videos,
She was actually very excited.
she was
to be
actually
there.
really
Yeah. I
excited.
mean, you can imagine what it's like for a young teenager. They think their friends are going to see it.
Oh, yeah, so-
they want to be cool. Like it's totally, we totally get it.
Yeah, but she actually did love the tank top, and she had she got one in white. So
Yeah.
she loved the tank top, and of course the coat. She's been wearing that nonstop too. And what else did she love? She loved the tulips. She's like, Mom, will you get me some? I'm like, yep, when they come back in stock. Although I did order another one that looks exactly like it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I ordered some of the hydrangeas too. So I'm waiting to see what those will look like. If they look anything like those tulips, they're going to be amazing. I'm so excited. Because honestly, here's how that happened. I went into Serena and Lily looking for some inspiration for my house up north. And I walked over to this beautiful vase of tulips. And I was like, oh, these are so pretty. And then I looked at the price and I was like, $615 for artificial flowers? I was like, So I was like, I there's gotta be something out there affordable. So I found it. So after ordering a few, I settled on one that I loved. So,
And I ordered them too.
yay. Yay.
That's the thing. Like I get influenced by her all the time.
And I get influenced by her all the time, especially I get influenced by her to be a good mom and a good wife and a good daughter to my dad. So I'm influenced by her all the time.
That's so nice. And the same way.
And I'm influenced by all of you guys too. You
every
make my
message
day
we
light
get.
every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Yep. Yeah. So anyway, that's a little story about how sometimes we find things just by happenstance. I'm like, oh, I bet other people would like this too. And
All
then,
right.
you know,
Well, Dad's at the back door, so
yes,
we have to go.
Can you tell we like to yap?
No, we never thought we would be working together, or this whole even thing would have blown up and people would like to listen to us yap. We never thought that would happen, but we gave it a go. We wanted to try to save lives, and we do every day, and it's fabulous, the messages that we get from women, and just we answer our questions about what we went through, sometimes what they can expect. So it's an amazing ride, and we hope to continue it until we're, well into our hundreds. Hundreds. I said hundreds. I think people are going to be living that long pretty shortly. It's amazing what modern medicine could do. But anyway, we have to go. So.
Yep. Appreciate you too. Love you guys.